now call upon Ms. Pearl Mary to speak to us on developing a positive attitude in life, and she will be introduced by Mrs. Yogam Sankari.
Vanakkam, good evening. Pearl Mary என்பவர் யோகா மெடிடேஷன் என்னும் இரண்டிலும் கலை வந்த ஒரு ஆசிரியை. 10 வருடங்களாக, அதாவது ஊனமுற்றோருக்கு படிப்பிப்பதில் மிகவும் தேர்ச்சி வாய்ந்தவர். இவர் ப்ளூ ஸ்டார் யோகா ஆசிரமத்தைச் சேர்ந்தவர். என்னுடன் சேர்ந்து இணைந்து வேலை செய்கின்றார். அவரை இன்று உங்கள் மத்தியில் பேச வைப்பதற்கு மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். Pearl Mary is a yoga teacher, and she would show you how to be in peace and how to be joyful. And she has been a teacher for many years, and right now she is working with disabled people. And I like to welcome Pearl Mary here to give you a few words. Thank you. Welcome, Pearl Mary.
Namaskar, everyone. I welcome everyone with love and peace. It's so nice to be here. When I look at your faces, you're full of light and joy, and thank you so much for having me here. So I'm going to talk to you tonight a little bit about developing a positive attitude in life, because life can be really, really difficult for all of us. Every single one of us here has technical difficulties in our own lives, right? Some of us have physical problems that we can see. Some of us have mental problems, emotional problems, memory problems, learning disabilities that we can't see. Some of us have spiritual problems, and so forth and so on. But we all have technical difficulties, so to speak. So what are a few things that we can do about these difficulties? Well, we can work with our attitude. We can have a different outlook on things that happen to us, because a lot of times we can't change the things that happen in our lives. But we can deal with them in such a way that brings us a positive feeling to life. Now the mind has a lot of thoughts in it. Some of these thoughts are negative and some of them are positive. One of the things we can do for the mind is try to keep a positive stance in the mind, a positive outlook. So we need to watch kind of thoughts that we put in our mind. We need to put thoughts that are uplifting, supportive, and helping to all of us. We need to dispose of those negative thoughts that bring us down and make us feel that we're not empowered because we're this way or we're that way. And the yogis and the rishis of ancient time, these very wise women and men, they came up with a few strategies to help us. They say, put a positive affirmation or mantra in your mind and keep it there. Something nice and positive. You might have your own affirmation or mantra. You keep it in the mind, and you keep it flowing with positive feeling. And anything negative that comes into the mind, throw it away. I'll tell you a little story about a squirrel in my backyard. Last fall I planted quite a few tulip bulbs in my yard, so in the spring I could see the beauty of the flowers. And I planted 30 of these bulbs in my yard, and I dug deep and I put the bulbs in, and I smoothed the earth over. And I felt so happy because I knew I was going to get my flowers in the spring. And then the squirrel came and dug them all up, and all these bulbs were sitting on my patio. And I came out there, and the bulbs I planted are all sitting on my patio. And that's how the mind works. The mind takes negative things into it, and it keeps them there. And we have to dig them out and root them out and throw these negative things away, because that's not who we are. The yogis say that we're not our body. We're not just a body. We're not just a body. We're more than a body. We have a mind and we have a spirit and a soul. So if we're going to live fully, we have to move beyond the body, whether we are able or not able. And we have to move away from the mind a bit too, because the mind is not all who we are either. Some of us think that whatever we have in the mind, that's true and that's reality. But let me tell you, it's not. If you watch what's in your mind, you will see that there's all kinds of junk in your mind, all kinds of garbage, all kinds of stuff that doesn't need to be there. But we carry this stuff around as if it was those precious tulip bulbs in the garden. We carry a lot of garbage around. So the yogis say, look, what's in your mind? Look and see and throw the garbage away. You throw the garbage away by dropping it. I'm not going to think that way. I'm not going to be that way. I'm not going to send out negativity to other people. I'm going to send out nice thoughts. Do you know that when you send negative thoughts to other people, anger, disharmony, frustration, depression, you send it out there, guess what happens? It comes right back to you. What you send out, you get back. So there's no point in sending out negative energy unless you intend to get it fully back. If you want to get anger back, by all means, be angry. If I go home to my husband tonight and start being angry and da-da-da-da to him, he's going to do the very same thing to me. Thank you very much. I gave it to him, he gives it back. The other thing we need to do, the yogis say, is whatever comes into our life is a lesson for us to learn. So what we need to do is look at the lesson and see what's there for us, because there's always a lesson. In my own life, I was looking at the tragedy that happened in the United States, and I know I'm not responsible for that particular war. I didn't bomb the building. I didn't send the troops off to fight. But I am responsible for the violence that affects me in my own life, and the violence that I have in my own life. And we all have a little bit of violence. So if we look at our own lives, and we look at the ways that we're violent, maybe we're unkind, or we're snappy at somebody, or we send an angry thought, or we're mean, or we're unkind. We all do these things. It's human. But isn't that violence too? So the yogis say, whatever comes to you, look at the situation. Take the message there for you. Study it and learn from it. Our Master of Ceremonies tonight said, tonight's all about learning and understanding. Well, he's talking to each one of us, learning and understanding ourselves as people. And the yogis say this is true. So send positive energy outward, and you'll get positive energy backward to you. The other things the yogis say is always spend some time in silence and prayer. Always spend some time in quietness, in prayer, in deep peace and silence. Because when we're quiet and silent, then the good qualities of who we are come out. And they strengthen us so we're able to cope better with the day that goes on ahead of us. My husband always jokes with me because every morning I get up and I meditate. And occasionally I don't get up. I'm too tired, I don't want to get up. And so every morning he says to me, are you the Pearl Mary that meditates? Or are you that other one who doesn't? Because I'm two different people. When I meditate, I'm peaceful, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I'm not stressed, I can handle my day better. But when I don't meditate, I can't handle anything very well at all. And all the negative stuff comes up. So the yogis say that that's an important thing. The other thing the yogis say is that to transcend the body and the mind, to get into the soul, you need to ensure that your body is in the best shape possible, whether you are an able person or not. And they say how to do that is to eat properly and to exercise. Do you know that when you eat something, before I studied this, I thought, you eat something, it goes down here, twirls around a bit here, and then comes out there, right? It's not right. When you eat something, it goes to every single cell in your body. So when you eat that piece of banana goes to every single cell in the body. So literally, your body is full of little pieces of banana in these 50 billion, trillion cells that you've got in your body. Now the cell takes that food, and the cell works with it. It digests it, absorbs it, uses it. The cell repairs itself, sends the food off, meets with other cells, joins here, joins there. The cell is very, very intelligent. In fact, the yogis say that your mind stays in your cells. Every cell has a piece of your mind. So the mind isn't up here, say the yogis and rishis. The mind is everywhere in the body. So just like that banana that you put in your body, any thought that you put in your body, good or bad, goes into every cell. So if you wake up and you say, gosh, I can't stand it, I don't want to go to work today, what a rotten day, it's raining, blah, 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 that message goes lightning speed through every single cell, and all the cells go, yeah, we don't want to go either. And the body feels droopy and low. But if you say, oh no, it's sunny out, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to have a good day, that message goes to every cell in the body. And the body becomes light and uplifted and happy. So I'd like just to end by telling you a little bit about a student that I had. Her name was Connie. Connie came to me when she was 20 years old, which meant that she could spend 1 year with me. And Connie had cerebral palsy. Her body didn't work. Her feet were limp, her legs didn't work. She had to be carried to the toilet. Somebody had to feed her. Her arms were like this. She couldn't even work her wheelchair. And she came to me and she cried all the time. She cried, oh, Mrs. K, look at my life. It's nothing. My life is nothing. I can't do anything. I can't walk. I can't talk. And to make matters worse, she hadn't been to school for 10 years. Because of family problems, she stayed home for 10 years. So Connie couldn't read and Connie couldn't write. She couldn't do anything at all. So she thought, I'm so disabled, she said, I can't move. My life's useless. I might as well just die. I said to her, but you can speak. You've got a good brain. There's nothing wrong with your brain. Your brain works well. You're a smart girl. You can think, you can understand, you can speak, you can articulate. And I worked with her and worked with her. And she began to respond, and she began to sit up better in her wheelchair. Her head droops like this, but she would sit with pride. And she was able to understand that her body is her body, and that's the way it is, and that was never going to change. But she could change her life, her mind. So she began to work. She began to study, to read. She directed somebody to type up on the computer what she wanted to say. And she was so happy because she transcended her body and she went into her mind. And later on I taught her how to meditate so she could transcend her mind and go into a place of peace and harmony. And aren't we all like that? Don't we all have technical difficulties that we need to improve, to go beyond? The wonderful dancing we saw here, I could never do that. With or without music, I could not dance. That wouldn't be me. So thank you for listening. And with love and peace, I'm happy to speak with you, and I send you love and peace. Namaskar.
இதை தமிழிலே முழுவதையும் கூற முடியாமைக்கு நான் மறந்துகிறேன். ஏனெனில் எங்களுக்கு நேரமும் ஓடிக்கொண்டிருக்கிறது. இதை பற்றி கூட அறிய வேண்டும் என்றால் மெடிடேஷன் மூலமாக எங்களை எப்படி மேம்படுத்த முடியும் என்பதை அறிய வேண்டும் என்றால் திருமதி யோகம் சங்கரியிடம் கேட்டிருந்தால் சொல்வார்.